Well, hello Scorpio, this is Joe with Divine Daily. I'm going to do a what you need to know for May 2020. Is there something you're missing? Is there something that is unknown to you? What is it that you need to know that's for your highest good? And so I'm going to do a very quick spread with some oracle cards and some tarot cards and see what comes out. A couple of quick notes. I do read cards that fall out and jump out. I generally don't read reversals in this type of setting. And finally, if you want to know if this is for you, how do you know? It'll make you feel something. It just will make sense. You won't have to stretch it or fit it or force it into your circumstances. And with that said, as we progress into May, let's see what it is that you may very well need to know or want to know. What is it that's hidden from you? So Scorpio, this card keeps coming out, and this is kind of interesting because my decks are very, very much shuffled very well, and this card just wants to speak to everybody. Yang, that fiery passion of creativity, of creating, that fiery passion of pursuing one's desires almost to the ends of the earth. This is just a very much prevalent in all the readings I'm doing for some reason, and it wants to come out. And I think this is probably could be related a lot to current events in the world and circumstances that many people are going through. And this is saying to not give up, to put your drive and your passion to work for you, and to keep pursuing what it is that you want, what you're looking for, what you're trying to do, to tap into that creator side of you, because the creator created you to create. And so this is a call to not be complacent. And with that said, let's see what else we get here before we get to tarot. Soulmates. This is crazy. I really honestly can't believe this, Scorpio, because the last reading I had Yang and it had soulmates. And soulmates, I think a lot of people maybe are very close to some people, closer than they normally would have been, whether this is over social media or email or texting or even person to person. But somebody, Scorpio, is really calling you to come close. And I think this is pretty interesting how these cards play out like this sometimes in themes. And happy, and this is saying that this person is causing you to kind of have that titillating, that feeling of love and excitement, and almost this childlike feeling that you might be having with somebody here who really just gets your senses kind of all riled up and moving. And I think this is great. But let's see what comes out in tarot. I'm going to pull one more oracle card here. And we have the sacral chakra. And this is, of course, I talked about creation, about manifesting and creating from within. And so this is the core of creation. This is pulling yourself, being in alignment and being able to pull that energy up from your root all the way to your crown, through your heart chakra, and being able to really create and work with it. It's like a recipe book, and you have the ingredients, everything you need to create what it is you want to create. There are no limitations here for you when this card comes up. This is saying that you have everything you need within your realm to do what it is you want to do. It's a matter of training the mind and the heart and focus. And with this person, it's probably giving you that energetic charge that you need right now, that good feeling, that happy feeling, that love kind of feeling. And it's probably giving you that extra boost that you need to really co-create. I always say we don't co-create alone. We always co-create with our creator first, and we also co-create with those around us, whether or not negative or positive. we have the Five of Pentacles. So some of you might be coming out of a situation where you felt kind of left behind or hurt by somebody that that didn't value your I want to say, and I always say, first and foremost, I don't read face value on cards first. I read face value on cards afterwards. But first, I always go with the messages I get. So some of you may not have may have had someone in your life in the recent past that didn't value your spin on spirituality and those types of topics, and so they might have been very kind of cold-shouldered to you. They didn't want to listen to what you had to say. They didn't like your ideas. They didn't like all the things that you believed in, and so you have this person that is here who is kind of new on the scene to you, and so you probably have been getting very close to them. But what are you most worried about with this person? I think this is that always looking back to the failures of the past, and so this is probably what worries you. And let's see what we get here. We have two cards out, actually. We have the Hermit, and so we have a lot of actually we have the Hermit and the Eight of Swords, so we have a lot of self-observation here. We have a lot of going within, observing self, and we have even the Eight of Swords here with this kind of shadow side energy. What it is that you're looking at within. Some of you might feel like, oh, sometimes my thoughts and my feelings scare myself, or they worry myself, because sometimes I don't feel normal. But really, in truth, everybody has those thoughts and feelings that kind of bring to the forefront some kind of feeling of like, I shouldn't feel this way, I shouldn't think this way. Does everybody feel and think this way? But they do. Everybody has those kind of darker thoughts and feelings, even those so-called skeletons in the closet. And so the Hermit is asking you to look at these things and to let them go, do away with them. Stop holding things against yourself that you have no control over. Stop holding things against yourself that bring you a lot of self I don't want to say hatred, because this isn't what this is about, but this kind of self-criticism and this just talking down to yourself or not liking yourself because you have some things in your past or in your midst that you just never really confronted and did away with. And so this is saying to let go of those shadow things inside of you that really cause you just a lot of personal embarrassment. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's nothing to be worried about. Everybody has those things deep down inside, Scorpio, and that's why we call them skeletons in the closet. Finally, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is probably something that's going to take root, something that's going to grow, but you have to be willing to love yourself more, have more self-care, have more respect and more dignity for yourself, and to know that you are just like everybody else. We all have baggage, we all have luggage that we lug around, and really quite often when this card comes up, the Eight of Swords, this is, to me, again, talking about the shadow side, confronting those things which bring us our own internal discomfort. It's okay. Let that go. Know that you're not the only one with secrets, with things that you might find embarrassing or uncomfortable, that there are so many people out there who would embrace you for who you are, and that you don't have to be somebody that you may have dreamed up that you need to be. You need to be you. And Knight of Wands, this is lovely, this is beautiful, this is unleashing and letting go of anybody's viewpoint of you. This is doing your own thing your own way, and it really says to be you, to embrace you, to love you, so that you can love somebody else. Scorpio, I think this is really a big message saying love yourself, and then you can love others. This is very important. This is something that I think a lot of people get tripped up on. They can't love themselves, so they go looking for love within other people, and they discover that they don't love themselves. They don't care about themselves like they should. And so if you're not capable of loving of self and appreciating yourself, how can that come out into the person that you love and care about? It really can't, because there has to be a level of mutual respect that is shared by two people in order to have a beautiful, healthy love relationship. And I think this is where the biggest point in this is to love yourself, to care about yourself as much as you care about others, to think about yourself equally as you think about others, and to not put yourself last all the time. I think you need to move in a direction where you have this mutual respect and caring, loving feeling for those around you as much as you love yourself, because if you did, you probably would appreciate yourself so much more. And finally, we have the Three of Swords. So this is the pitfall to me. This is crowning on top of this reading. This is, to me, your biggest thing that will trip you up every time. And the worry, the anxiety, the fear of the past, of somebody coming in and putting an end to a good thing. And I think sometimes, Scorpio, I say it like I feel it, like I see it, and I don't want to make anybody upset or angry, but I see almost like the third party in this is not your other, does not have anything to do with your other person, doesn't have anything to do with you. The third party in this might be you. The third party in this might be your underlying worry and fear, maybe jealousy, maybe suspicion that has kind of taken control of your life, in a sense that so many people have done you wrong. So many people have not been honest or upfront with you. And so I feel like this is really saying that you have to really trust and believe that there are good, caring, loving people out there who want you to smile, who want to see that beauty in your face and that energy coming from you. And I think that to kind of think that there's always going to be somebody that's going to cheat, there's always going to be somebody that's going to lie and hide things, there's always going to be somebody that's going to disappoint you. But the thing is we're always going to be disappointed by somebody. We're always going to have that element of disappointment. Somebody's always going to fail us. But small failures really mean nothing because we're human. But this, to me, the Three of Swords, really isn't. Only thing that's going to come between the two of you is your biggest fear, your biggest worry of an unfaithful person or somebody that's dishonest. And that might drive a knife in between the two of you. And I think I would stress to let go of that. Let the person who wants to love you, love you. Let them be with you in a way that you both feel equally balanced, equally yoked, without any self-limiting beliefs on this this situation that is going to play out in May. Don't doubt what it is that you don't doubt what it is that you intuitively know and believe about this person. Don't doubt because old stuff comes up and comes to the surface, and it's that feeling of there always has to be something, but wait, there's more. It's like an infomercial, but wait, there's more. We'll send you more stuff, we'll do more stuff just to get you to buy this. But that's not what this is about. We have the Wheel of Fortune here that fell out, and I'm going to stress here that this is saying to let go, to trust the process, to trust this person, to trust that they do care about you and love you, and they feel very impassioned about you, and they have your kind of heart in their hands, and they realize that. And I don't think that they want to close their fist on that. I think this person that you're dealing with, Scorpio, really wants to nurture this. I think they feel the same way that you feel, but I think you're carrying a lot of worry and a lot of anxiety over the past. So I know I probably went on way too much on this, probably way too much. But we did have one more card, Fallout, Strength, and you have this, again, I said the shadow side, and this is the first thing that came to my mind. You have the female here depicted, who is half lion, half female. She's kind of in between. She's neither one or the other, but there's a lamb there, and that lamb is that offering of peace. I think that really embracing your own inner strength to override any self-limiting beliefs about this is probably imperative if you want it to go any further. So in May, Scorpio, I think you have a beautiful budding relationship. You probably are, already realizing that and seeing that as it's progressing. And I think as it gets into the meat of the month of May, you very much really start to question these things. You forget about the yang, the soulmate, the happy, and you might get in your head. Don't get in your head. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it with those things. So with that said, Scorpio, this is your reading. If this makes sense to you, if it fits, if it kind of, is playing out in your current situation, please do like, share, subscribe. I can use all the feedback I get. I appreciate that every single time. And with that said, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll talk to you again.